someone to keep an eye on Saturday night. Clint Bowyer. On the short track so far this season, Boyer's been one of the best.
But he is not happy with this car. He's come over the radio and he's told his crew chief, I have no idea what kind of car I have. I don't even know what to tell you guys about this race car.
Get off the truck and get down here and get in the game, please. No grip. Stop. I don't even know how to help you.
Before the chase for the Sprint Cup begins, Clint Bowyer's experience at Richmond epitomizes the emotional roller coaster NASCAR can be for a driver.
Clint doesn't look very happy right there.
Practice is a disaster, but quick adjustments by crew chief Brian Patty tell a different story when the green flag drops Saturday night.
We are ready to race.
Awesome. Run off the corner. Let's do that a couple times.
Hey, he is flying right now. I don't know what they did to that car, but it is on a rail.
It's been a breakout year for Michael Waltrip Racing, and Clint Bowyer tonight is at the head of the pack.
He's going to have enough fuel to make it. Checkered flag and the win to Clint Bowyer.
How about that, boys? I think it's out of gas.
Michael Waltrip Racing gets 2 cars in the chase.
That night, Clint's team, Michael Waltrip Racing, also celebrates a dramatic turnaround. After years spent in the depths of irrelevance, they are now at the top of the NASCAR mountain.
So proud of you two.
MWR had never had 1 car in the chase. Now, they have 2.
Awesome. Thank you.
And 2 cars in.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy.
Big level. You guys came a long ways.
I was at a level I didn't know I could get to.
You know what's best about that? I know exactly how we did it. Like, it's not like it just happened.
It's unbelievable to be able to come to a new team in a new home like I did with MWR, and to be able to have the success that we've had in my first year out is just a dream come true.
But in the weeks to come, the drivers and the hundreds of others that make up MWR will plummet back to earth.
Dude, I just destroyed the nose of the car in the garage. You gotta tighten me up with something. What you're doing ain't doing.
Enduring the twists, turns, and heartbreak that come with competing at the sport's highest level.
What'd you see, Bobby? Anything?
Oh, there's contact. Huge wreck to end this race.
Clint Bowyer climbing out of his battered race machine.
Each time, they will fight back.
On 3, it's going to be win.
Proving against all odds that they belong among the elite teams in NASCAR.
I ain't no quitter. I know you guys aren't either.
Going into this season, the best a car from Michael Waltrip Racing had placed in the final NASCAR standings was 16th. Now, 2 of their 3 cars have qualified for the 12-car NASCAR postseason. It's a moment to savor.
In life, if you go to a university, if you join the military, you put down goals, and when you achieve those goals, you are rewarded with either a badge or a medal. And so today, you are going to be awarded. And it just looks like a simple hat, but if you really think about it, it is a badge that represents your accomplishment. We all know how hard it has been to actually earn it.
You don't know how bad I appreciate you hiring me.
Well, I really appreciate you being here. This place is full of people that love being here, and that's what means the most to me.
A race team is much more than its famous drivers. And at MWR, there are hundreds of superstar mechanics, welders, and other shop hands that have been vital to the team's growth.
Hey.
Yeah.
Can you believe 6 years we went from missing the race at Richmond to celebrating a victory and being in the chase?
Well, I was trying not to talk to you about it because that's a little emotional for all of us, isn't it?
Yeah. In 2005, we had this crazy idea. We were going to start a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series team, and what made more sense than to buy the local movie theater and put race cars in it? I thought it was a good idea. I was thinking about how cool it would be to have a shop in a movie theater, first of all. You know, you could have the cars down where the theaters were and up where the projectors used to be. That's where the fans could go watch you work on your cars.
There's going to be a scoring tower right there that can be seen from the interstate. It's probably going to be 7, 8 stories, however tall they let you make it. Remember when what Bill Elliott told us? He said, y'all are crazy.
Well, they were right, too. I mean, it was not the best plan. Everything was so cool, and everything went so well, right up until it was time to go to the track in 07. We were terrible.
Michael Waltrip Racing's in danger of all 3 cars missing the race.
Michael Waltrip up in flames and into the outside wall.
That thing's on fire.
We missed races. We struggled. Man, I just didn't know where we were headed.
Whoa, guys, whoa. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
As we started the 2011 season, I met with Andy Graves of Toyota Racing Development. And I said, Andy, are our cars as good as Joe Gibbs' cars? And then he said, no, they're not as good aerodynamically. They're not as good structurally. And I said, well, they have to be.
With the help of Toyota Racing Development, MWR retooled its cars so that they were on the cutting edge. They then shocked the NASCAR garage by successfully wooing top free agent driver Clint Boyer, along with veteran Mark Martin.
Everybody was kind of questioning me, and, you know, when Mark did it, it really, you know, made my decision valid.
They joined Martin Truex Jr. to form a 3-car team overseen by a new executive VP of competition, Scott Miller.
He's a chase guy. He's figured out a way to put cars in the chase year after year after year, and we needed someone running competition that had that sort of history.
That was one of the things that struck me when they first started talking to me, was really the enthusiasm about trying to take MWR to the next level and become one of the teams that, you know, that everybody considers to be a threat.
Mark Truex Jr., the dominant car.
It's a really good lap, fastest car on the racetrack.
It was obvious to me as anything I'd ever seen, it was all going to be different this year. We were going to make our cars be competitive, we were going to be contenders, and we were going to be fast.
Throughout the season, Michael's vision has proven prophetic. Clint and Martin are now in the chase and on a whirlwind media tour leading up to race number 1.
All right, welcome back. You are listening to the program on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We mentioned Martin Truex Jr. is going to be here, and he is. What's your schedule like?
Schedule?
How long are you actually on the ground in Kansas City?
About 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go!
You know, I hadn't been in the chase since 07, so I was pretty excited to be part of all that stuff. It was good. I had a good time.
Clint Boyer, you won the race, but all the talk was about, you know, Jeff getting in here.
Story of my life. I'm not sure what was going on with him yesterday.
You'd be last, and Steve Letarte would be like, yeah, baby, we got something going. We're good.
Yeah. Did you drink too much 5-hour energy or something?
I believe in my product, Mr. AARP.
Every time something gets boring or stale, you know, all the drivers are elbowing me. I got Biff on one side, Junior on the other. Say something.
Always go to dinner with Jeff Gordon. Get a discount.
When practice begins, it's time to leave the hype behind and focus on the racing. But for Martin, a lapse in concentration costs the team before he even gets on the track.
And a couple of cars have had contact, not on the racetrack.
Dude, I just destroyed the nose of the car in the garage. 10-4, what happened? Guy was waving at us to go. Keselowski stopped, and I was right on his bumper, and I hit him.
I told him, I said, I've done a lot of dumb in my life, but ain't nothing ever top that.
The one problem on Truex cars, that's a real critical area aerodynamically.
And in as competitive an environment as we have, neither one of those guys needed this extra work.
The 56 crew scrambles to get the car back into racing shape.
Our first chase.
That was pitiful.
We got to get our better or we're going to continue to lose.
You don't ever want to hear your kids tell you that the most frequent thing I do at the house is pack.
It's now Sunday, September 16th, moments before the first ever chase for the Sprint Cup for Michael Waltrip Racing.
This is a huge day for Michael Waltrip Racing. Obviously, it's our first chance to race for a championship. We're in the chase, and it was a leap of faith that Clint and 5 Hour Energy took to come to Michael Waltrip Racing, and you guys have made it certainly more than they could have expected. So be proud, know that you've accomplished more than a lot of people thought was possible. 1, 2, 3, win! Our first chase. Hell yeah.
Jimmy Johnson leads him to the start.
They set sail for turn number 1.
This is a battle for 7th. It's Clint Boyer to the inside of Regan Smith.
His speed late in the race.
Boyer was up front earlier in the race. He's kind of been struggling.
So losing track position. Plowing. Absolutely plowing.
In the 56, Martin Truex Jr. deals with issues of his own.
I don't know what to do.
Truex started 16th. He's fallen all the way back to 23rd.
Going to pull a 16th to left front backer, around in the right rear, 2, 1, wheel straight, foot on the brake. Go, 1 line, 1 line, 1 line, 1 line, 1 line.
Dig hard, man. Coming back to the checkers.
Adjustments helped the 56 fight back for a 9th place finish, followed by the 15 in 10th.
That's ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly.
Not our best day for sure, but way to stick with us.
I ain't no quitter. I know you guys aren't either.
The Monday morning before, after we won Richmond, there was lots of bounces in everybody's steps. Everybody was walking on cloud 9. This past Monday, things were a little bit more challenging. People were slapped in the face with reality that this chase is going to be a real fight.
I didn't know if everybody was excited about where Clint finished or kind of bummed where he finished, but I thought with what he had, he did really well.
Well, after the race was over, we got in the car, and I was talking to Michael, and I said, it feels like we finished 41st and 42nd. And I don't know why it did, but 9th and 10th were good. I think, we have a lot of expectations.
I told the guys after Chicago it was kind of a hard road there, but I said that was pretty Jimmy Johnson-esque. Because that guy always runs in the back, and you're like, man, he's out of it. But at the end of the day, he ends up in the top 10. So that's our worst day. We'll take it on the chin and move forward.
Well, the champion will have a worse day than that.
Absolutely.
And you only got 9 more.
Yep.
So
hopefully that was our bad one.
That's your bad one.
Yep.
That's
I'll
awesome.
take 9th as a bad one.
There is little rest in the chase. 3 days later, crew members are already en route to New Hampshire for race number 2.
I've worked at this company almost 10 years now, and we feel like we've kind of built this thing up. Most of these teams, I don't want to say they take it for granted because I'm sure they don't, but they've always had the funding. They've always been in the chase with a really good driver. I feel like maybe it's our chance to prove something.
In addition to being an interior specialist, Nate Kennedy is also the team comedian.
Hey, I can see you back there. Pipe it down. Turn the hair on.
Turn the hair on. It's hot.
For the crew, life on the road is more about camaraderie than luxury.
Typically, you keep the same roommate all year long. Travis and I have been together a long time. So, yeah, it's definitely like a marriage.
I want a cookie. We have a half that one.
Ain't nothing like living out of a suitcase, is it?
I know. I almost like my bathroom bag and everything. I just take it to the house and open it up in the bathroom.
Yeah, refill everything.
Get in the habit of using it. I see him more than I see my family, so
My kids, they miss me, you know, but they're used to it. They've lived it their whole life, so they've kind of come accustomed to the schedule.
Oh, got a bite.
You know who that is? That's the old lady there. Hello. Yeah. There's times that we'll be on the phone with your spouse. One might be hollering, "Shut up, go in the bathroom and talk."
Whatever.
Okay. All righty. Thank you. All right. All right, bye-bye.
A boozy woo. Give me kisses. I love you more.
Now I gotta call mine.
Now you gotta call yours.
General Manager Ty Norris will not go to the track until race day. A recent change, because traveling was putting a strain on his family.
It's a treat, come on. It's a good treat, come on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
How come you have 11 stars? What do you do to earn your stars?
Sleeping on my bed.
Sleeping in your bed? Now how come Daddy has only 1 star?
Me 2 stars.
2 stars? Who gave me a 2nd star? What did I do to earn my 2nd star? Because I said I'd be home at 6:30 and I got home at 6:20. I got a star for getting home 10 minutes early. Gotta go. You know, honestly, the family time always seems to take back seat. And people who die don't lay back when they're about to pass away and say, God, I wish I worked more. They always say, I wish I was home more, I wish I traveled more, whatever. But you know, Beth has been almost a single mom 4 days a week for 20 years. So I feel like sometimes, you know, I'm a visitor. I could tell it's really taxing on her and taxing on the boys. And you don't ever want to hear your kids tell you that, you know, the most frequent thing I do at the house is pack. So you don't ever want to you don't want to hear that.
Sunday at Loudon is solid for Clint. He drives his Toyota to a 4th place finish.
Do whatever you got to do to make the thing drive like you want it. Doing a hell of a job.
But for Martin, it's a day to forget. The 56 stumbles to 17th. Just 2 races in, and their hopes for a championship are already hanging by a thread.
I mean, we got to get our better, or we're going to continue to lose spots on pit road because we're trying to rebuild it. Our fault for not having a car closer.
That was pitiful. We weren't even close to being good. We're good for 3 laps.
Every time my car is a handful to drive, I think about pulling that tow rope, and I just able to go right through it. Look at that. Oh, that's mean.
We'll do a lot of things, man, but giving up ain't going to be one of them.
Week 2 of the chase left a lot to be desired for Michael Waltrip Racing. But Monday morning, the team has turned the page and remains upbeat.
What you got there?
I got a protein shake.
Oh, that was Bloody Mary.
That sounds even better.
I thought it was a draft beer when I walked in the door.
Cheers, everybody.
It's Clint coming in here. I just saw him out there somewhere, and he said he was, but
I lost train of thought.
Probably. Yeah. There he is. There he is. He's probably out back mowing the yard.
There he is. Might as well go downstairs to the door.
Clint, he doesn't focus well. You know, he's all over the place. I'm certainly glad that the loud engines and the tight helmet squeezing his head, we get him. We get him for 3 hours, 4 hours every week. He is the first person I ever met that, like, I've had a lot of people walk off from me when I was talking, but he's the first person I ever met that walks off from me while he's talking. He'll be telling me something and he'll just start talking somewhere else. Back with whatever makes him tick. I'm goofy too, so I kind of understand.
I guess I'll miss it, but my computer crashed and I'm leaving town, and I've been trying to get it all figured out.
Who is that?
cool. Brian Vickers.
I don't even have a computer. Yours crashed?
The gas man for the 56 team is less enthused about his Monday morning.
Wes Evans got his teeth clobbered in at a AAA function the other night.
Now finally fit in North Carolina, missing. Oh, Wes.
He went to the dentist and got his teeth glued back together and went to Loudon and did his job on the car during pit stops. Those are the kind of stories that show dedication, and that's who we are.
All right, Wes, tell us what happened yesterday. How'd it go? Yeah? Did you have a lot of pain this weekend? Yeah, when you were there yesterday.
He was telling me it was a long ride home yesterday as far as the flight.
Yeah, he had an incomplete root canal, so anytime you take a flight with that going on, that is not a fun deal. It's a good scar. Every scar has a little story, so that's good to have one.
Wes should be feeling better by the time he gets to Dover for chase race number 3. The track is just 2 hours from Marietta, New Jersey, the hometown of the 56 driver, Martin Truex Jr.
All the memories. It's all coming back to me now.
My family's in the seafood business.
Well, that's the dredge.
You know, and now they're the biggest producer of clam products in the world. When I was still in high school, I would go out on the boat on weekends to make money for, you know, racing my go-kart and stuff.
It was tough work, you know.
Learned that racing cars was easier than doing this.
That's for sure. One of my least favorite jobs, especially in wintertime, was had to climb out on the back of the dredge. You know, it didn't matter how rough it was or how cold it was, and get out there and untie that hose to let it drop in the water. There's plenty of times it was like, whoa, hanging on by one hand, you know? Feet out from under you, and you're like, that was close. This is the rope that I had to pull up. Yeah. And the boat's going forward. You can imagine how much drag there is in the water with this thing.
It's hard for me to believe that he did any of that because
I did all of it.
He doesn't do manual work now, so it makes me kind of laugh that you used to do stuff like that on the boat.
I'm glad you find it funny.
It's true. At home now, it's a struggle to get him to take the garbage out, so I don't know, it's kind of shocking. I think he figured out really quick that when he was working on the clam boat, said he better get good at something else because it was really hard work.
He had a choice, you know. I would have liked for him to stay in the business with us, but he chose a different avenue and it's worked out for him.
I didn't like it very much, but, you know, it made me who I am. It made me, you know, work hard and appreciate the things that I've gotten in my life.
Every time my car is a handful to drive, I think about pulling that tow rope, and I just able to go right through it.
After a bad day in New Hampshire, Martin's season hangs in the balance, and he needs to deliver at the Monster Mile. Inspiration shouldn't be a problem, thanks to a pre-race visit from one of his idols, former Philadelphia Eagle, Brian Dawkins.
Out of all the places we go, this is the one that really gets your attention and feels the fastest, you know? Yeah, it's crazy. You know, because like you're talking to banking and the way you go into the corner, it's like you're falling off the building. It's like you kind of jump down in there.
I can't imagine that, bro.
So here's the helmet. Look at that.
Oh, that's mean. You see that? That's mean, bro. Oh. This is a completely different viewpoint to something that I've seen a couple of times on TV, but when you come out like this, you get a completely different appreciation for it. Riding that close to one another as fast as you guys go, man, is a skill I would never, ever understand.
Hey, man, what's up?
Bam! Bam! While Martin needs a big day to stay in the hunt, Clint Boyer is nipping at the leader's heels, trailing by just 15 points.
Just don't screw up today, all right?
Brad, you can sit down. When he takes his seat, I'll make you move. How's that?
And you chose that one?
Damn, I hope my car turns today. I was tight. Damn, I was tight Friday.
Drivers, start your engine.
That's fun. We can do it. We can win this thing.
Green flag is in the air, and they set sail for turn number 1.
16 right with you now.
Like in weeks past, the 56 struggles early. But this week, Martin roars back, the driver defending his home track.
And the local favorite now running back in 10th spot and back on the lead lap.
Win this race, Ken.
10-4, man. See where it goes here. 70 laps to go. Keep digging, hit your mark, take care of your stuff.
Keep digging hard, looking ahead.
The 15, meanwhile, is off its game.
We're yelling at me, Brian. I'm trying.
at this time.
A sixth-place finish keeps Martin in contention for another week.
P6, man. Way to hang in there.
Clint loses ground, finishing ninth.
That was a nice day. Job, Chad. Ain't over till it's over, is it?
We'll do a lot of things, man, but giving up ain't going to be one of them, that's for sure. Thank you for sticking in there with us.
I ain't got a choice, do I? Stuck in here all day. Might as well try, right?
Yep, that's for sure. Might as well make the best of it.
Happened between here and here. Keeping it in there, man. Good job.
Michael Waltrip in the 55 into the picture.
When you don't do this all the time, a lot of people are quick to point their fingers at you.
4 wide, everybody piled up.
Michael Waltrip Racing placed all 3 cars in the top 10 at Dover.
This is a pretty damn fast car today. I love my team.
But in the high-stakes chase for the Sprint Cup, it was a letdown.
There was a point in time where 3 cars in the top 10 was a major day for MWR, but now when you're racing for a championship, how quickly you change your goals.
Thing going all right?
Good. Staying busy. Getting wound up for Talladega.
Yeah. Talladega. Interesting one to get wound up for.
Yeah, man.
Talladega is really, it's one of those races where, do you have any dice? We'll just roll them right out there on the table.
Trouble. Yikes, there they go.
Jeez.
There we go.
Oh, no. Pushes around.
A lot of things got to go right for you there to come out of that one unscathed.
Unfortunately for MWR, Talladega has suddenly become the most important race in team history. If disaster does hit, everyone's championship hopes will be crushed.
I think we just need to race. Try to stay up front. Because every time I ride around, I get wrecked. I will race. That's what I think.
Well, you never know where the wreck's going to be at. If you're running a third of the way up in the field, the wreck's at halfway back, you're good.
Right.
And if you're 2/3 and it's halfway back, you're not.
The best thing is when the spotter says they're wrecking behind you.
Yes. Yeah. That's true.
We're talking 10 weeks.
Because of his expertise in races like this, MWR's namesake will also be behind the wheel at Talladega.
It can go away from you in a hurry. I'm ready. It's something I get to do every now and then. I always look forward to racing. I liked it at Talladega, too. I won there 9 years ago.
Michael has raced in NASCAR's highest level for nearly 3 decades, and he hopes his addition to the lineup will help his cars find victory lane.
What's the plan?
I haven't heard. I've been asking all morning.
Haven't heard either. I saw Rodney be
What do you want to do? Like shake down for a little bit or what?
I kind of like what I did at Daytona. I told y'all when the green flag dropped, I was going to go to the back until I got my legs under me, and when they threw the green flag, I looked up, I was running fourth. I said, well, hell, it'd be a lot harder to get to the back than it would be the front. I think I'll just stay here. Perfect. So that's why every plan you make, you never frickin' know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is his life. This is what it's his passion. It's all he puts his time into. It's been fun to see him get the success that he deserves as a car owner. He's so passionate about racing. He's 24/7, eats, breathes, sleeps racing.
Slow, center of 4 on the bottom. You're 3 wide right there. Be 4 wide. Back to 3 wide. The 29 is trying to make it 4 wide on you. All right, you're clear low. 20 to the left side.
God, M-dub to the run. Yeah, M-dub to the top.
It's always been that way.
It's a bit darty, right? I mean, like, you need to numb the run up a little bit, or just, me not doing this all the time, I'm sure I'm a little bit of the problem. Got tons of speed, and I don't want to take any of it away. I'm not good with the front end right now. Yeah, 10-4. We can calm it down.
While the 55 deals with too much speed, The 56 is having the opposite issue. Not enough.
55 will pass me all by himself. That's how slow this car is.
Get to us.
Martin Truex is not very happy with his race car. They've run a little close to 25 laps and are 25th on the practice chart as they decide to pull it in. Just not enough speed, according to the radio communication.
Hey, Mark, you gonna see if you can fit in his? You gonna see if you can fit in Michael's car?
I mean, I can. I don't know. Not really going to be anybody out there, though. That's the only thing. You just want me to make a couple laps in it, I can do that.
You can do that, and go just see if you might not be able to reach your pedals. So, if you're finished, Michael.
I sat in his car before when he was a DEI.
Okay.
I tested it for him here.
Yeah, if you can, go down there and see if you can make the lap.
I feel like a little kid sitting in my dad's car.
You can catch that pack right there.
When Martin hops into his boss's car, the laps allow both teams to pinpoint the problems.
What'd they run the last time by? 50-46, fastest lap. What'd you see, Bobby? Anything?
No, I was in here down in the garage at Clint's most time.
I'm just nervous, and then you couple that together, You make a little move and then it doesn't do it right. It just freaks you out. You ready to go get them?
Yes, sir.
I think our car is pretty good.
It's got some speed to it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Pass to a car length in the corner. It gets them.
I know, I could feel it.
Yeah.
We wanted Martin to drive it and see what he thought, and he liked it too, so.
All right.
He wants to put a 56 on it.
It is bad.
Saturday brings plenty of downtime. Jimmy Johnson and Clint Boyer take the opportunity to rehash a notable Twitter update Jimmy made last week about Clint's decision to take up jogging.
He was baffled. I said, what? He said he about wrecked going 5 miles an hour because he saw you running.
Wasn't anything chasing
It's a
you?
scary sight. I don't even know why the hell I did it. It's because of you. You're my inspiration.
I'm sorry.
With Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson and those that feel like they have a lot to lose here if something goes wrong, it seems like people are a little bit uptight as people come to Talladega.
There's guys that are looking over their shoulders and are really freaking out about this. And I think this track is the reason why everybody in the chase is still in it. This is the only track that all of us can get wiped out, or maybe all of us but one or two. I love racing here. It's so much fun. That's such a thrill to be able to go around there and know that the storm's brewing and all hell's fixing to break loose, and you're fixing to be a part of it.
And you got a couple guys running for the championship battle, but you're winning for victory lane here tonight. How do you process the race here at Talladega with a couple different agendas on your mind?
Okay, that's as good as it's ever been put. How do I do that? I've always been, when I've raced Talladega and was fortunate enough to win here, it was all about me and me going to win the race. And today, I got a lot of stuff to think about.
Time to buckle in for one of the most stressful drives of the season.
Check those belts. 188 laps. Long race. Ready. Green, green, green.
Will there be the big one? How will it affect the championship?
We're rolling. It's rolling. Everybody's rolling. Nothing out back of you. Covered outside. You're the only two tandem out there.
Oh, trouble. Yep. There we go. Carl Edwards.
He's coming back down the track, Michael. Coming back down the track. 33 car. Good job, man.
After hanging back for much of the race, it's time for Clint to show what kind of race car he's got under him.
Here comes the outside charge. Clint Boyer. He's got a hold of Matt Kenseth from behind. Boyer to the outside.
Clint Boyer made this work to perfection so far as he goes to the lead. Hanging back strategy all the way to the front. 6 to go.
And one car goes sideways. It is McMurray.
Spinning behind you. Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Save fuel. We're committed now, man. We're leader. P1. Yo, we going for trophies, right? That's right. All right, we're committed. Save fuel.
When the cars return from the caution, there are 2 laps to go. Clint Boyer is in first place.
2 laps to settle in.
Tighten your seatbelt and hang on. We will have one wild finish.
Old school restart, man. Tandem style. Here we go. Beat a man.
Green flag goes in the air, and here they come.
He's on you. You are attached on the bottom. He's outside. He's outside.
Matt Kenseth and Clint Boyer. Contact there.
They should penalize the 17 for that.
Yeah, Matt Kenseth's sitting duck right here. They could be coming by him on both sides.
Coming to the white right here. 3 by 3.
The challenge is on. Tony Stewart comes by in the outside lane. Stewart takes the lead at turn 1.
Michael Waltrip in the 55. Into the picture. Pushed by Casey Mears. Kenseth with Harper behind him. Oh, there's contact.
Get it right if you can get it. Get it right if you can get it.
And a huge wreck to end this race.
Into the checker. If you can get it started, get it started. He won't be driving it back.
Michael Waltrip is torn up. Clint Boyer climbing out of his battered race machine. Almost everybody except those top 3 cars were able to escape a massive pileup.
They waited all day to do it, but it was big when it happened.
More than 20 cars were swept off Talladega's final turn, including all 3 MWR entries.
You had one, brother. You did what you're supposed to do. He knows he came down.
Clint Boyer's out of the infield care center. Hot rod all day long. Clint real fast there, but what happened at the end?
It looked like the 14 come down and blocked the 55 and got turned and crashed us off.
I wasn't totally stable anyway with the big push. I guess it was Mears was giving me. And when I went to turn down lower on Tony, it got a little loose, and then, then we crashed.
Just too far back to make it up. We had a good run coming to the checkers and made it through almost all the crash, and one car came up from all the way at the bottom. The very last car coming out of there just nicked me and spun me out. And then I had to get turned around and get going again.
When you don't do this all the time, a lot of people are quick to point their fingers at you, but Tony said, "I'm sorry, friend, that was all on me," and couldn't bear, causing something like that. And I just thought somehow maybe I was going to win one more of these things, and that was going to be special. But heck, this way it goes.
Pretty much a gut punch for a championship.
Big stage here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Can there be an upset?
Is there enough fuel in that car for Clint Boyer?
The carnage left behind from Talladega is not for the weak of heart.
Clint called his shot. Yeah. He said what he was going to do. It was working. I mean, he had himself set up in position to win. And then he lost that, and then Michael's in position to win.
Oh, there's contact. Get out of unit. Stewart into the middle of the pack and over.
It's close. No cigar. Now it's got 3 piles of crap. There's not been much on them. We'll take them to the crusher. Get $93 for them. That's it. Pretty much a gut punch for a championship.
And you see all this stuff, and I look down, I see the Napa hood coming through. I'm like, well, Martin's going to finish. I was like, oh.
Yeah, almost.
I don't know what it looked like from your windshield.
Cars in the air, just pieces and parts flying all over the place. Cars there. I mean, it was like, remember that Days of Thunder where they show him going through the smoke? It was like that.
No, that was crazy. He'll catch you in a minute.
Right on. That's Mark Martin down there getting his head shaved. Look at him. That man's got more money than all of us put together. He's down there getting a free haircut.
Just waiting her out, that ain't no good. If they just take the line us up and say it's a green-white checker, I'd do it. You know you're gonna wreck, and you just go and you wreck.
It's like launching a satellite. You know you're never gonna get it back. It's gonna burn up on re-entry.
Martin's not here.
Yeah, Martin's not here. Thought Michael was coming in.
We only have the driver that didn't participate in the event. because that's how much they all didn't like it.
You got to go to comp meeting?
I don't really
think why they even have one after
I'm just going
Talladega.
to go tell him tell Chad what went on and go get some lunch.
I think that's a good plan today. My brother was so sweet this morning. He sent me a text and he said, "Brother, not many people have a chance to win one of their last races they ever run." And very rarely late in your career do you get a chance to drive a winning race car.
I was watching. I said, "Damn, look at Mikey go. You're going to win this thing."
I just couldn't help but think, go win this race, you know, and maybe just quit in victory lane. Say, that's it, you know, I'm done.
They knew you were there, though.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? And it wasn't your fault.
No. My Twitter can't live with that. Some of those idiots already say, "Why'd you wreck Tony?" I'm like,
because you're going for the win?
I was going for the win, so I didn't really think about that. But even if I had it, I think Casey Mears was going to make sure I couldn't let off.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let off.
He was clobbered in the back of me.
He had to run. Yeah, he did. He was the only one with one. Yeah. All those other guys were up there messing around. They were going to go.
He had to run.
They were going to go so far, so fast.
So I'm just glad that we were almost there, I guess. I don't know. I guess just go on and try to win lots of races as an owner, because my chances to win them as a driver is pretty much dwindling.
Well, sorry it didn't work out for you, brother.
Well, I appreciate you coming by. We got 6 more chances to win one of these babies.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We'll see you later.
The chase doesn't stop to let wounds heal. The season moves on. Though this week for MWR, it means staying home for race number 5 in Charlotte. The gas man on the number 15 car, Mike Metcalf, has come up with one interesting way of beating pre-race traffic.
And we are approaching the chaos. Hopefully all these nice people are going to the speedway. I think I'm gonna park right here where these cars are. The main street right in front of the track is just slammed with traffic every race. And so I parked maybe a mile or 2 away, ride my bike in. We're just gonna ride on past all of that traffic. Everybody has their own plan. A couple guys have like motorized scooters, and some people get golf cart rides from friends that they're, have camping in and camping out, but this is my strategy. Look like Lance Armstrong or something? Hadn't let me down yet. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm gonna keep riding this bike until it backfires on me. And plus I get to burn a few calories. It's a win-win situation. All right, home sweet home.
Tonight, big stage here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
The wreck at Talladega may have cost Clint Boyer more than anyone else. He was leading with just 2 laps to go. A victory would have put him within a few points of the championship lead. Instead, he's all but done. Only a win tonight can put him back in contention. Problem is, Charlotte is by far his worst track.
Check those belts, 334 laps. All right, boys. Have some fun tonight. Hit your marks all night long, all of it. Yes, sir. It's going to be a long night, sir. Buckle down.
A triumvirate of drivers battling for a championship. Can there be an upset? That's a story to be told.
History rings true. Both the 15 and 56 struggled through the first 100 laps.
Not good. Don't really know what to tell you. It took off too free. Just got too tight at the end. Seats won't turn.
Boyer's night and season seemed lost. But by timing their pit stops better than the leaders, crew chief Brian Patty's ingenuity brings them back from the brink.
Choose that again. Yep, keep going, bud. We're in good shape.
It looks like Brad Keselowski has run out of fuel. He will easily make it to pit road, but he just lost a lot of ground.
Pit next time. Easy in, easy off. Pit next time. We're in good shape here. The 11's half a straightaway back. Forward gas. Make sure it's full.
They have gone 56 laps on fuel, and I believe that's about the distance remaining in the race at this point.
At the end of the day, Brian does such a good job of keeping his eye on the ball. He works that strategy, understands it.
Get all you get. We'll let you know when you need to start saving. No one other than the 11 and 48 can make it from here, and us.
Hands the top spot over to Clint Boyer.
All right, buddy. You're the leader.
Laps to go for Clint Boyer. Is there enough fuel in that car to make it those 10 laps?
5 to go, 5.
Denny Hamlin right now still 9/10 of a second back.
One more time.
Half a lap to go and still under power. Hamlin looking low. Boyer sliding wide. Coming to the checkered flag.
All clear, all the way to the bottom.
Boyer's under power, and Clint Boyer is going to win at Charlotte.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about right there, boys. Woo! Yeah! This is my worst trip.
There's the team owner, Michael Waltrip.
About Michael Waltrip Racing, another victory. Clint Boyer's third victory of the year.
Clint Boyer went to do the burnout, ran out of fuel. That's how close they cut it.
It's out of gas. I swear to God, it's out of gas.
That's the way it's supposed to work. That's how you draw it up as an owner, as a plan, is you build cars and you give them to your guys and they go tune them and they go race them and hopefully have a chance to win.
A week after walking away from Talladega with broken hearts and busted race cars, Michael Waltrip Racing is walking back into victory lane with its first ever chase victory.
Miller, I'm proud of you.
We really knew we needed to get him, didn't we? Oh my God.
The beauty of NASCAR is how quickly your fortunes can change. No matter how down on your luck you may seem, there is always another race and another chance to be a champion.
That was a great run you had last week. Oh, God, don't even think about it. Last week, so far behind me, I don't even remember. Hold on. Give me a 1. 1. Winner. Yeah. Thank you so much.